Alright folks, welcome to today's episode. Let's dive into the legend of Zahhak, the king who fed his darkness. This isn't just some ancient Persian tale. It's a profound commentary on ambition, power, and the dark corners of the human psyche. Imagine being that ambitious but also so insecure. Makes you think, right?
Wow, yeah, that's a pretty intense setup already. Like, are we talking about a classic villain origin story here? Laughs.
Absolutely. Zahhak starts out as a prince, right? He believes that power is the answer to his insecurities. It's akin to when you're trying to fill an emotional void with external validation, you know? So what do you think happens when someone allows fear and ambition to steer their choices?
Well, they could, like, lose themselves? But, feeding those dark feelings only leads to more chaos, right? Kinda like when people chase after fame and money, thinking it'll solve all their issues.
Exactly. So Zahhak makes this fateful choice one night. He listens to a whisper promising him greatness. That moment is crucial. It's the turning point where ambition morphs into something darker. It's almost like those late-night infomercials that promise you the secret to happiness if you just order their product.
Haha, right? And then you're just left with a pile of gimmicky junk. But seriously, what about the serpents on his shoulders? That just sounds wild.
Oh, the serpents are a powerful symbol. They represent his inner corruption. And what do they demand? Human minds. Zahhak starts by executing innocents to silence them. You can feel how fear takes root in his kingdom. Ironically, the more dark choices he makes, the more he loses his humanity. Have you ever seen a leader get consumed by their pursuit of power?
Oh man, for sure. There are countless examples in history. Like, can you imagine a ruler making completely irrational decisions because they're terrified of losing control? It reminds me of this wild story I heard about a certain dictator who...
Exactly. Dictators often become isolated in their greed, losing touch with reality. Zahhak learns the hard way that feeding darkness never really satisfies it. It's like a bottomless pit. Years pass, and he becomes a prisoner to his own hunger for power. It's tragic because he's chasing something that ultimately chains him.
Now that's deep. So you're saying his desire for power turned into his own prison? Wow. What happens next? Does he ever figure it out?
Not quite. The people rise against him, but not because of his immortality. No, it's not because he was invincible, but through this resilience forged from fear. It's a fascinating twist. They didn't just surrender, they learned to fight back. It's as if they realized that fear can be turned into a weapon. In any great story, the heroes rise when they start to understand that they hold the power.
Wow, that's so powerful. So, Zahhak gets defeated by the consequences of his choices, right? Laughs. That's such an amazing lesson. I can't help but think. What if he understood his weaknesses sooner? Would he have avoided all this chaos?
It's a classic plight, isn't it? If he had acknowledged his insecurities and sought growth rather than power, the entire narrative might have changed. But that's the thing. Humans often overlook the inner battles while chasing what seems like the external solution. It's a tough lesson for Zahhak, and for us too.
Wow, when you put it that way, it feels so relatable. That's such a huge reality check. So how do you think we can avoid making those same mistakes?
Well, part of it is about being self-aware and understanding that power doesn't equate to happiness. Instead of seeking validation externally, we can work on our inner strengths and vulnerabilities. The real journey is within.
That's really profound. Laughs. So much to think about. This tale isn't just ancient history, it's a mirror reflecting our own lives.